everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. Happy Wednesday to everybody, and thank you for joining us on today's show where we talk about all the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And on the show today, we are going to be talking about, of course, that Spider-Man No Way Home trailer.
We're going to be talking about some new casting for the new Avatar Last Airbender live-action series on Netflix.
And, of course, Britney Spears is finally free. She's no longer under conservatorship. We'll get into
Britney,
all this a little bit more on today's show. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Hope you guys grab yourself a coffee or a boba. Or something. You know what's funny? Dustin and I were talking. We always say like that's the terminology, right? Like we don't say like let's go get a milk tea.
Yeah, it's always boba.
Let's go get a boba. But
even though
very rarely,
I don't have boba.
We actually put boba in our drink because sometimes you just don't want the boba. Sometimes you want something else. I got coffee jelly in mine today, so I get a little bit of extra caffeine, which is great. And already flying in, we've got a super chat from Marvin Martin, which we will get
into.
Thank
you so much, Marvin.
In literally 2
and I want
seconds.
to see what his picture.
Because
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What? Oh, his little picture of Marvin is like Marvin the Martian Hot Wheels.
That's
and I just saw that. I was like, oh, that's funny.
I love that. So, obviously, we know that we are talking about Spider-Man No Way Home in just a second after we check out Marvin Martin's super chat. But we want to also be aware that people may have not seen the trailer. They're purposely staying away from trailers.
Yes.
Because they want to go into this with like the freshest set of eyes as possible. Like I know I myself have muted Spider-Man keywords, Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home separately.
Trailer
leaks. Toby and Andrew's names are both muted, so I can't see them, which made like looking up like Tick Tick Boom stuff a little bit hard because Andrew Garfield is in that film, which by the way, if you guys haven't seen it, we just saw it. I saw it for the second time. It's excellent. It's on Netflix this
really good.
Friday, along with 50 million other things that is dropping this Friday. So please give it a watch. If you're a theater, if you're a rent head, if you're a theater lover, if you're a rent head, you will love it.
Even if you're not, the music is amazing. The acting and performances are incredible. Andrew Garfield apparently didn't know how to sing before this, and he learned how to sing just for this musical. So it is amazing. Not just sing, but also play the piano.
Yeah, it's a lot to learn for
really cool.
But he wanted to do this project. He got to work with Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is this is, believe it or not, his first directorial debut for a film, which is crazy because I feel like he's been so involved in other movies, kind of like Moana. He did the music for it. He kind of shadowed John M. Chu for In the Heights, which is essentially his musical.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting, but I think he did a really great job with the adaptation of Tick Tick Boom.
And Leo in the chat loves your sweater.
My fuzzy sweater. Thank you so much.
The fluffy sweater.
I love it. I only have one. I wish. You know what? I wish they had so many stuff like this in Japan when we went.
Mm-hmm.
They just loved fuzzy
some more.
teddy bear everything, and I really wish we would have gotten more. And speaking of teddy bears, we have our own very own live teddy bear, Miss Navi.
She's up at my leg and going, "Hey, daddy, give me love." So I'm like, "Okay,
we're
fine,
trying to give her as much attention as possible because things are getting kind of busy for us, with screenings and events, and it's award season. So we've been out of the house more often than we have been in the past year and a half, in the pandemic. So she's kind of, Falcor's not around to keep her company, even though they never interacted.
They never really bonded. But it was always nice to, it's always nice to know that there's someone else in the room with you, kind of a thing, and that you're not 100% by yourself. Like poor Navi is when we leave.
Yeah. And Leo, the sweater, you can get it at Target. I don't know if they still have it, but I
got that a while ago.
I got it a while ago, but it was a Target. It was like $16, so I was like sold. Okay, so let's go ahead. Black Loki says. Wendy mezzo soprano, more of an alto, I think, and Dustin baritone.
I don't know if you want to give me a category on what kind of singer I am, because that's going to imply that I'm going to sing. And trust me, you do not want to hear me. I can hit a note, but I cannot go through variations of note that you need in order to make a song.
Oh my gosh!
Trust me, I have tried.
And then we're diving right into the super chat from Marvin Martin. Thank you so much. Marvin writes, films, Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. Iron Will, Journey of Natty Gone or Natty Gain,
Ooh.
Loving Annabelle, and Smilia's Sense of Snow. And then for books, the recommendations are Raptor Red and Unicorn Chronicles. What's that about? I love unicorns.
That sounds familiar. I think I haven't read Unicorn. What are you sniffing at, dog? Like
she is going like
hardcore,
sniffing hard on Dustin's knee.
What are you?
We didn't pet another dog.
Come here.
We didn't cheat on you. Did you spill food on your knee?
There might have been something that I spilled on my knee. But the Unicorn Chronicles actually sounds familiar. Like I might have seen it or heard of it, but I may not have. I don't think I've read it.
I found it. Okay, so it's a novel series by the author Bruce Coville. It's YA, so that's like a fantasy right up my alley. The Unicorn Chronicles is a series, young adult and fantasy novel by Bruce Coville about the fantasy world of Luster that lies parallel to our own. Ooh, okay. Within this realm exists all sorts of fantastical and mythological beasts, from the familiar unicorn to the strange squirrel-like creatures known as the... Oh, how do I say this? Squijum. Squidrum.
And Leo, to answer your question, yes, they do light up.
We can leave them lit.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I got those at a FedEx printing store. Perry and I were going. We were going there to. I think I was shipping out something. I think she was getting something mailed out as well. And then I saw the box, and I was like, I'm gonna take it.
I think Navi just farted on me. Because all of a sudden I'm like, ooh.
Navi.
You know, I brought you up here, dog, and you fart on me. Oh well, the life of a dog dad.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah, actually, that looks like a really cute book series. And that's something right up your alley. Yeah. So maybe I should get you like the Unicorn Chronicles.
Just give me a Kindle gift book.
Oh, I was thinking of getting them as like stocking stuffers for you.
Cute. Okay.
I just have to remember to do that.
And then
excuse me.
Sorry, I shouldn't have taken a drink because now I'm chewing all the coffee jelly. So
we're all over the place on this one.
Raptor Red is a 1995 American novel by Robert T. Baker, and the book is a third-person account of dinosaurs during the Cretaceous. Is that how I say it?
Yeah,
Cretaceous period.
Actually, I usually pronounce it wrong a little bit, Cretaceous, but it's close enough.
Okay. From the point of view of Raptor Red, a female Utahraptor. Interesting. Oh. Well then.
That sounds kind of cool to actually give like a personality and a story to a dinosaur back in the Cretaceous era, because I always want to say crustaceous or like
that's very different.
That is very wrong.
It's very, very different.
But those sound really good. Yeah. And I think we do have a bot in the chat again.
OMG. How many times? No, we don't. Oh, yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Oh my God, leave. Hold on. Let me not block the wrong person. Just remember the last time I accidentally blocked MK?
Oh, I felt so bad. But anyways, I think...
There we go.
What were we talking about? My brain just left me. Oh, yeah, the dinosaur one, the raptor one. I think that's an interesting kind of a concept for a story, too. So I might want to dive into that one and test that one out someday. Absolutely. So thank you, Marvin Martin, for those suggestions.
Thank you.
I love your suggestions because it always makes me look into things that I probably would have never have known about. Yeah. And also when you say something that I know, I'm like, oh, I know that. I know that one. It always makes me feel cool. It always makes me feel cool. Then I'm like, someone else knows something.
This. Mm-hmm. I get that reference. Everyone saying hi to Late to the Party, Robert and Vanessa, who are in the chat.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Says Navi is cutting muffins. You cutting muffins?
Yes, she is.
You cutting muffins? Amernell says, never smelt a dog's fart. You don't want to.
No.
I consider myself the lucky ones. Yes. Navi does not do it too often. She's done it maybe a total of like 3 times the entire time that we've had her. So I say that the odds are pretty good. Maybe she does it more when
the odds will forever be in our favor.
Maybe she does it more when we're like not home, which is fine by me. So I don't know why I can't block this person. Are they blocked?
They are probably. Oh yeah, because
there we go. No.
Well, no. Maybe I can block.
Hold on a second.
I think we're
I
off.
didn't mean to hit that button. I was trying to do something else.
This is what happens when Navi's sitting on my lap and not watching the channel.
Why aren't you working, Navi? No treat for you later. Black Loki says, what breed is Navi? We don't know. On her adoption passport, because she's a rescue dog from Tijuana, it just says Poodle and babies, because she had babies with her, and those babies were adopted together, and then we adopted Navi. We think she's definitely got Poodle in her, and we think some sort of Maltese, some sort of terrier, maybe. We're not exactly sure. We are not exactly sure. Debbie filling in with her own suggestions for comic books.
Ooh.
For reading Miss Marvel. Read the run from Sana Umnat and G. Hollow Wilson. Oh, good to know, because I was kind of hoping to dive a little bit more into Miss Marvel before
the Marvels come out.
Yeah, before
and also Miss Marvel herself, which I do want to talk about a little bit, because for the Disney Plus Day.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like, if you guys watched that trailer where it was like Marvel 2021, it really seems like they're going to be switching up Kamala Khan's powers. And I'm kind of like, I'm wondering why they did that. And I'm hoping that that's not what they're going to do. I really do hope that they kind of keep her with the Mr. Fantastic kind of a powers, because that's who she is.
I don't know why this meant stretchy arms.
Because what is that in Fantastic Four 2, or not the Fan Four Stick one? That's something that he does while on the dance floor or something, and he's just that's what very cheesy.
I feel like I've erased portions of that film from my memory, but nonetheless, we're looking forward to Miss Marvel. We'll see what they end up doing with her. It's not to say her powers can't fully evolve into what we know how it is in the comics. Like maybe they start with something a little bit smaller, and then I'll just wait until we see, because we've literally not seen very much. But with that said, we're gonna go ahead and dive right into our Spider-Man No Way Home trailer talk. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer and you don't want things to be ruined, you might want to mute this part of the conversation, because we don't want to cause you to experience any sort of spoiler before you see the film December 17th or 19th. I can't remember the date. So, but with that, let's jump into it. Please chime into the chat what you thought about the trailer. What was your absolute favorite part for us? And again, you can also see our trailer reaction, which is linked in the description of this video. We thought tonally it was quite different from the first teaser.
Yes,
that one was like a little bit more both equally exciting, but that was a little bit lighter of a vibe, a little bit more fun,
and also a little bit more exposition heavy, kind of telling you exactly what's going to kickstart all of this off. It's very much showing you, from what I can guess, what the beginning of this movie is actually going to be like.
Yes.
Telling you that everything is going to go wrong because of the spell that went wrong, showing you exactly a little bit of the bits and pieces here and there of some of the consequences, and then of course giving you the big reveal of Doc Ock and that little tink 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 of the pumpkin bomb.
So cool.
And then just now that we get this new one, and we're getting so much more. I had a feeling before we saw this trailer, we were going to see a lot more of the Sinister Six. That they were going to show just a lot more of who are we fighting, what their looks are going to be more like, because in the first trailer we saw like just teases of like Electro and of Sandman and of the Lizard, but in this one we got a lot bigger of shots. We got a lot more clearer shots of these villains.
Yes, we actually got like actual confirmation that they're in, because you literally see them in the trailer. I think before in the first trailer, we only really saw Doc Ock as the one that's like, other than the fact that Alfred Molina himself said, yes, I'm in it. They actually showed him in the trailer. And there's hints of, Electro and things like that in the first trailer, but we didn't see them physically. But Jamie Foxx is very much in this second trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very much had a presence, as well as Lizard and Sandman, and the Green Goblin, who can forget. And I don't know how Willem Dafoe does it. He sounds even scarier in this one. And it's been how many years since the Tobey films?
Yeah.
He just had time to like...
William Dafoe has that very kind of scratchy, menacing voice. Mine's a little bit more comedic.
You sound like Over Guilford Godfrey. Iago!
Well, I'm not surprised. I think I'm going to have a heart attack and die from not surprised. Yeah. So I'm excited just because I love what I've seen so far. And I do believe that there's going to be some parts of this trailer where they digitally took out certain things from certain shots. Like there's that moment where you see the Sinister Six coming over around the Statue of Liberty and you just see one Spider-Man. I'm guessing that maybe in that spot, they just went yoink, 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 and took
Marvel
out all...
does it all the time. I know, I know this is not technically a like Marvel Disney film. It's a Sony production, but like they are trying so hard to keep all the fan theories and all the leaks. And like, who is leaking this stuff? Like, how are people getting their hands? You guys need to check your people's. Because the only people who have hands on the actual trailers are the people who the trailer house who are cutting the trailers and the animators. Like
that, and also the fact that they had that huge leak with their emails. I wouldn't be surprised if there's still something.
Wasn't that years ago?
It was years ago, before Sony even not Sony, but before like Fox, it was even bought out by Disney. I believe that I wouldn't be surprised if there was still some kind of leak in there that they just hadn't caught, and that's how these people are able to go, yoink, we're going to take that, and they just can't track it down.
But the thing is, I think the leaks aren't, I don't know, I haven't seen any because I blocked all the words, but just listening to kind of the conversation that my friends are having amongst friends, it doesn't seem like if they've seen images, it's not like high def quality. It's not like a direct copy from like an email breach. It's like with the stereotypical like
it's on the screen and
right. So that's what I'm saying. Like check your peoples, because you're working on your computer, especially now if you're not in an editing bay that's kind of like private and whatever. And if you're kind of open space working, it's one of the reasons why I don't like working open space work style. Is you can easily walk by and you can walk by and be like snip and then get out of there.
Yeah, true. I mean, so and it all depends on how exactly they're getting this information. Yeah. So I mean, I really wish we knew how to stop these, because I don't want these kind of things spoiled for me. I would have loved to still just have the theory, or like the theories just like that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were going to be in it, and just still have it be suspect, to where people. But now it's almost like
they're definitely going to show up. We just don't know when, but that's okay. Like, we've gone through this with Star Wars as well.
Yeah.
With the, especially the first one, because people were trying to like leak things and things like that. And, Disney's very, very strict. When new material come out with Marvel stuff, like, I'm not going to say they don't have leaks. They do, but I think they do a much better job of controlling it. In any case, I want to go ahead and dive into Steve's question here. Steve says, only 5 villains in this trailer. Is there a 6th villain to form Sinister Six?
Well, wait a second. We have Harry Osborn.
No.
We saw a version of Harry Osborn.
People are saying that's actually Norman still.
Oh.
So let's just say Green Goblin.
You know what? They might have like a Green Goblin and a Hobgoblin. They might have 2 different versions of the goblins. Same person. But it's different variants.
Well, could that be the 6th? No, let's count them as 1, because that's too much theory for me. That's too
okay. So we know we have Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro,
Lizard,
and
the Vulture.
Well,
no,
we didn't see the Vulture.
Well, just because he's not there doesn't mean.
No, we did. Wasn't there?
That was Morbius.
Oh, that was Morbius that was in. You're right. No, you're right. They could have the Vulture in it.
Or it could be Mysterio, which I 100% don't. I don't 100% believe that he died.
No, or it's a variant of Mysterio.
It's Khan.
Well, also,
it's Mephisto, guys. Mephisto's gonna be in this movie. He's gonna show up.
That's what the devil means.
That's why all the purple.
Devil in disguise.
It's purple magic.
Well, here,
at the end.
Actually, Black Loki brings up a really good question with his super chat, the very top one.
Okay.
That Doctor Strange is acting a little suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Maybe after the spell is cast by Doctor Strange, maybe Mysterio found a way to kind of incapacitate him and just make it look like he's doing magic when he's not. So that is a possibility. Mysterio could be.
But how would he know all the other stuff?
I don't know. But that's part of the fun. It's just guessing what's going on.
You know, it's not the first time. I think John Roca himself said it on his trailer reaction yesterday. Just kind of a comment as he's watching the trailer, and he's like, "Why does Doctor Strange? Why is he talking different? Why is he talking funny?"
Yeah.
So, but I just don't fully believe that someone's kind of pretending to be Doctor Strange, or it could be a possibility, yes, but I feel like that is going to be the Doctor Strange. Maybe it's a Doctor Strange from another universe, and we also have seen the Sorcerer Supreme kind of in What If, so that could be a thing as well. But I don't know if they're ready to bring the story that we saw in What If into this current MCU / Spider-Verse. So I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you picking up any? You're looking at your phone over there.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at some of the comments, and there's actually a lot of things too. One, I love pork and chicken. By the way, I love that name. Said 2 Normans, and honestly, that's what I think there is. I think that there is. I think it's either Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn, or Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin
shows up.
And like a Dane DeHaan, kind of like a different variant of the Green Goblin. I think that's very possible. So I'm pretty sure that's how you get the 6, is that there's actually 2 goblins from different variants.
Interesting.
There was another one that I saw that I was like, ooh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's from Roy L.
Mm-hmm.
You did mention that I think Doc Ock could help them, since he did the right thing at the end of Spider-Man 2. And it does look like that Doc Ock,
it does look like that,
is actually going to be a little bit more of a helping hand. However, I also think there's that moment where you see the red start to grow on one of Doc Ock's arm, and that's how he gets the red colorization. I think he gets that from stealing the nanobots on
that was our theory from last night. I remember saying that to you yesterday.
From Spider-Man, when he's like, "You're not Peter Parker."
Yeah,
and and plus the fact that he says, "You're not Peter Parker."
You're not Peter.
You're not Peter.
Not his Peter.
Exactly. It's not his Peter. So there has to be. I mean, it's really getting close to pretty much saying, "Oh, by the way, yeah, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are in this." They're really throwing us just a little bit of that hint. We know they're going to be in it.
I'm not going to be mad if they don't show up, but I think it's like I'm 95% positive they're going to be in there.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into this super chat here from Jatman TV, who writes, "I remember Spider-Man edit in the Civil War trailer." That's a great example, because I think there were rumors also, I think, about Spider-Man being in Civil War, no?
Yeah, well, there was that moment where you saw them run
airport
airport when they're running together. The very first time that we saw, that was one of the very first clips that they put in the very first trailer.
Avengers 2.5.
Spider-Man is swinging through that shot. They just digitally took him out for that first picture, because
he's digitally put in, technically. So
very easy to take a digital thing out when you've already
in out. Yeah, that's absolutely possible. And I know a lot of you guys are saying in the comments. I saw it in the comments in our reaction video as well. That in that final kind of big face-off, it's so stereotypical superhero movie for comic books, and I love it every time they do it. It's the villains come up on their side, and they fly through the air, and it's like, ah! And then the good guys coming from the other side of the street, ah! And then they meet in the middle, and they go, and you're like, as a fan, yes! A lot of people are saying, obviously, there's a couple characters that are definitely painted out of that, so it doesn't show in the trailer. I believe, and I didn't watch it, but a lot of people in the comments are talking about the Brazil edit of the same trailer. But there is a slight movement that the Lizard does that kind of gives a tell
that he got
of like why is he snapping back like that?
Why is he getting punched by? It looks like something that's not there, or something they got digitally taken.
Wasp. Both.
Ant-Man or Wasp. That's what it is. They're actually gonna Stephen Lang is going to make a guest appearance on Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah.
Hey, no reason why he's there, but that's the explanation.
Lizard's like, I'm getting ready. I'm in a movie. Take the hit. So there's 90 of you guys watching right now. Thank you so much for joining our fun little live stream today. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Helps us get a lot more visibility on YouTube, and stick around. We're going to talk a little bit more about more Marvel stuff like Hawkeye and whatnot, but we're definitely not done with the Spider-Man discussion, because there's
so much to unwrap, because we haven't even gotten into his black suit yet.
Yes,
there's a couple theories, but let's go to the next super chat.
Let's go ahead and answer this next super chat, and then we're going to get into the rest of it. Marvin Martin, thank you so much for your contribution, who writes, villains with mental illness, what a message.
That is honestly something that has been done so much before in the past. Look at the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where you had Electro. He definitely had a mental illness. He was very, socially awkward, and that's what you take. That's the kind of the cliche, is that you take these people who are social outcasts
because they're not normal.
Yeah.
Like, what is normal? What is that? And
since we actually don't treat them so well, that's what makes them snap. Heck, look at how the Joker in
great example, yeah.
And what was it, the actor who played him? Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay,
thank you. Well,
you just came at me. I was
the
like,
way that Joaquin Phoenix played that role. And he is a person with mental illness, and the way society just beats him down, it makes him go, well, fine, I'm going to beat back. I'm going to hit back. So I can see how that is something that is just always, a very easy cliche to kind of fall into.
Absolutely.
And I really wish that they would kind of address that a little bit more.
Yeah.
In comic book movies.
Yeah. Man, I remember watching Joker, and we're gonna get back to Spider-Man in 2 seconds, but I remember watching Joker in theaters, and there was just so much in that movie that words, you can't just describe it in a few words. There's really a lot. There's like this, how society treats people. There is how mental illness is viewed, and all the stigma that goes with it, and the lack of help and treatment for it, and how people are unaware of it, so they don't accept it. Like, oh, that person's weird, they're acting out. It's like, well, maybe they're not acting out. Anyways, that movie affected me so much that we usually sit through the film, but I had my hoodie up because I knew I was going to be a freaking mess. So I had my hoodie up like this, and I sat there, and I think I stopped for I cried for 10 minutes after the movie. And to date, I think I've only seen that movie twice. From the first time we saw it, and I don't think I can dive into it again because it's really, really heavy. But great movie. Okay. I like what Rusan, I'm sorry, I'm saying your name wrong, says his pick for the Sinister Six, which is kind of parallel to what you picked: Electro, Lizard, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, and Sandman. Those
are good picks. And honestly, I would love to see a Hobgoblin instead of just Harry Osborn. Even though the outfit, the goggles, what he's throwing, does really seem very much like a Harry Osborn kind of version of the Goblin from Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the direction that they're going in. But I would love to see a different version of the mask too that they have instead of the Green Goblin. There's so many different iterations of Green Goblin that are so cool. I really like also the ultimate version of the Green Goblin, to where he's where Norman Osborn's actually able to transform into this hulking kind of a goblin beast.
Cool. Yeah.
And he's able to throw fire from his fists, and I'm like, that's a pretty cool version or variant, I guess you can say, of Green Goblin.
Nice. Two fan writes from Aloha from Hawaii, and a question: Doctor Strange told Spider-Man that the villains, all died fighting Spider-Man, but Sandman never died. So what's up with that?
Very true. And
good question.
Listen, did Lizard actually die, or did he just?
I thought so.
I thought he cured. It's been so long since
it's been a long time since we've seen the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, not all of them died. And technically, I'm trying to think of Electro. Yeah, I think Electro.
He died.
Yeah, Electro died. So that's technically, it's not all of their fates for Spider-Man to have to kill them. But I guess it's that struggle with Tobey Maguire's Peter that he's like, I've never actually killed it. Well, no, he's kind of killed.
You were about to say Mephisto.
Yes, I almost did, but I don't. But it was actually one of the drones that killed him.
Yeah. Interesting. It is true, but I remember as soon as Doctor Strange said that line out loud, and it weighs heavy, I think, on Tom Holland, Peter Parker's conscience. And then we cut to the scene of him, being very upset and like, I can't save everyone. And then a really, really quick shot of Marissa Tomei, Aunt May, running in a hurry to somewhere. Nothing better. Y'all better not do anything to Marissa Tomei. Nothing's gonna happen to her. I hope. I don't know. People are theorizing that she might die.
Either her or, we saw a moment that looked very much like
you're gonna say it.
Like the Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy fall from the bridge.
It's funny. My brain was in such like shock from seeing that trailer. I didn't know which vision I wanted to pick because I said Spider-Man and I said Andrew and Gwen, right? And then in my head, I was thinking the visual, aside from the reaching, and because Kirsten Dunst also fell in Spider-Man 2, the one with Venom.
Yes.
She also fell from that giant. Was it the first one?
No. It was actually the very first one.
It was the first
where
one.
Green Goblin is holding Mary Jane.
Make
and
a choice.
Bus.
That's right. Make a choice, and he lets him go. So she fell. So it kind of reminded me of that because they also fell from this. MJ also fell from the giant scaffolding. So it's like a perfect blend of all the. But it definitely reminded me of. Obviously, we all know what happened with Gwen Stacy, and that was. So like, that sound that her body made as she hit
smacking
the floor.
Kind of a crunch.
Oh my god!
It was like, oh my god!
You knew it, even though you expected it because in the comics, it's
yeah,
how it happened.
You kind of saw it coming, and they even teased it in the trailers.
Doesn't make it easier to watch.
Doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah. So, a lot of people in the comments are theorizing. These are all theories that potentially Tom Peter doesn't have to say their first names and then their Peter names. Tom Peter that wouldn't get to her in time, but maybe as a redemption moment, Andrew Peter reaches in and grabs this MJ. I'm gonna, guys, if that happens, I'm crying in the theater. If that happens, I am crying for sure.
Yeah, and that would be
thinking about it makes me want to cry.
I don't think they would want to get rid of Zendaya though, because
no,
I wouldn't be. I would love that moment. Like, say for example. Tom Holland is falling, but as he's just about ready to grab her hand, he gets knocked out of the way. There's a few more seconds of her falling, and then Andrew Garfield swings in and catches her, like inches off of the ground.
Yeah. We also have Ned hanging too.
Yeah.
Ned is also hanging on that. So like, I also would like to hope that Ned is safe as well. And would Tom Peter have to make that difficult choice of choosing between his two best friends?
Yeah. And you know what?
Interest, best friend.
If you were going to kill someone, Ned isn't really in like the comics. So you could.
But he's the man in the chair.
He's the guy in the chair. And it's his best friend from day one. So, what is it?
People are. It was John Cena punching the lizard. I'm sorry, I saw that.
John Cena.
I know we're super behind on the comments. We're trying to move down a little bit further. Oh man, Ruru2 says you don't need theories. New costumes on screen equals more toy sales. So speaking of toys and speaking of sales, we know that there is it a hot toy or is it's some sort of toy of the black suit that we see shown off a little bit more in detail in this one than in the first one. Because
there's a good clear shot of it.
Yeah. So after the comments reminded us that the person that Tom Holland was also wearing this black suit in the teaser trailer. It's just a quick shot of him running. Though to me it looked a little bit different, but nonetheless, I'm gonna trust the comments because they probably studied the trailer way more than we did. Because like I haven't gone back to watch the teaser trailer in a minute. But they're saying, and you guys let us know, please chime in the chat, and we'll get to them once we catch up to the bottom of the chat here. The black suit isn't a new suit. It's technically his suit, but turned inside out. And then there's some Doctor Strange built in the wrist. And it also reminded, I think Debbie was the one that said this, reminded her of in What If, when the Sorcerer Supreme was putting on all the protection and all the Avengers kind of reminded her of those, like, of that's what it looks like.
That
So
would be really cool. I would love
that would be really cool
for them to make some what if references, even though they might not do that because that is more Disney Marvel and not Sony Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I want to see. So I want to have, there's so many references that I would love for them to do in this. I would love for them to have like Miles Morales or Gwen Stacy. And you know what? That actually might be really cool. If Sony deliberately
Navi.
dropped the links.
Ugh.
Oh, you smelt it? Yeah, you smelt it too, didn't you? But yeah, she's just going nuts over here, just farting away.
What did you eat?
But I would think it would be really cool if Sony deliberately made these leaks of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, but what they really are doing is Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales. So people are all talking about this. It's kind of like Sony's going, look over here, Tom Holland, look over here, all the other Spider-Man. Oh,
Right.
nope, this is what we're giving you.
Interesting.
To where everyone's just like, so it keeps that big surprise and that big reveal.
Yeah.
So, but that's just me being silly and me having my own fan theory. And also there's that moment when in the black suit where he's doing that thing with the looks like part of the spell. It looks very menacing. It looks like this actually might be like part of the Sinister Six. That if he's actually a bad guy and he's the, like,
that's
maybe
a
he's a bad Spider-Man or a Spider-Man that it's the ultimate Spider-Man where Doc Ock takes over Spider-Man's body and he's actually bringing all of the Sinister Six together.
Whoa.
Kind of a thing. I know that's a little deep dive.
That's a deep cut right there.
That's a deep cut. But I think that would be cool. And that's why this spell is constantly going hiatus.
Haywire. Hiatus means when you're taking a break.
I'm going haywire. Is the fact that it's this Spider-Man that's actually bringing all of these other villains into this universe on purpose, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, let's see. Rohan is asking, do you think Wanda will make an appearance? We all know Wanda should be making an appearance in the Doctor Strange movie out in 2023.
You might get an end credit. Oh, no, because that's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, that's you can't. What makes me think that we won't get her in it is because this is technically a Sony film, even though it is kind of operating within the current MCU as we know it. But when Doctor Strange said they're all coming through now and I can't stop them, and then the sky kind of cracked in half with all the purple,
which looked very Loki.
It reminded me of like Loki. It reminded me of Agatha magic, a little bit of chaotic magic with Wanda, even though it wasn't red. And it also reminds me of.
She keeps on farting.
Are you having a stomach issue, Navi? That's why she didn't finish her breakfast. Maybe.
I'll
look into it. Positive thoughts for Navi and her stomach, please. And I thought it also reminded me of the way it crackled, how Ultron cracked into the multiverse when he infiltrated like the Watcher.
How cool would that be?
The Watcher shows up?
No, not the Watcher. Well, the Watcher does show up.
That'd be
but
cool.
There's a moment to where you see the Watcher like crash through and then Ultron comes through. They do a little fight and then crash out again. So you just see that one little bit because there's so many universes that they did that in when they just crashed through, and you can imagine everyone in that universe are just looking up and going, what the hell was that? What did I just see a bald guy getting the crap beat out of by a robot? What was that?
I need to move. Wherever we are, I need to move. Okay, I want to go ahead and read this comment here. Jeremiah West says, Doctor Strange said all these villains were killed in their universe. Since they're alive, do you think Doctor Strange wants to kill them, but Peter wants to save them? See, if Doctor Strange wants to kill them, then he isn't the Doctor Strange we know.
Yeah,
that's my. But that is an interesting take, because if that is like this Doctor Strange take, then we know that it's not like Cumberbatch Doctor Strange. Then it could be like a Mysterio Doctor Strange or some other sort of Doctor Strange at multiverse Doctor Strange at play here. We don't know, but Peter obviously definitely doesn't want. He wants to try to find another way, but all of it is happening so fast, and maybe No Way Home means that he has to leave this world that he knows in order to protect and to not like that. That could be
would explain a lot.
The No Way Home title.
Say, for example, the spell. Everyone forgets about Spider-Man. I think what might have, if we're going back on that thought,
If we're going
is
back
that
into it, yeah.
he was erased
Theory.
from that universe. So if now Tom Holland stays in the MCU universe, that spell is what's breaking apart reality. So he has to leave and stay away from his own universe. And that's why he's going to probably at the end be like, I'm sorry, guys, I've got to go, or else I'm going to destroy our entire universe. So that is, there's no way for Spider-Man to go back home, because if he does, it destroys his universe.
Holy crap. And we're already starting to see in Venom 2 that the end credit scene very much tells about the breaking of the multiverse happening. So like Venom could also show up in this at the very end.
That's very true.
In a post credit. I don't think
he could
he'll be
show
in the
up
movie.
in a post credit.
I think he might show up in a post credit, which is going to be so interesting.
And now we do have some super chats that popped in.
Let's get to it. Okay.
Right there with Marvin Martin.
Marvin, thank you.
Scientifically accurate Spider-Man. Wicked laugh. Now with
is that what I'm supposed to look up? Is that what I'm supposed to look up? I'll look it up.
What was it that you were supposed to, the scientifically accurate Spider-Man?
Because he's talked about this before, I think.
Maybe. Well, I mean, what is it? Because I know I was looking at someone that was talking about. Oh no, yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Oh my god.
I saw it where the webbing comes out of his butt.
No.
And he has it is.
Hold on a second. No,
it's so wrong.
Let me just let me see if I can do this. I'm not gonna play with the sound on because this thing will get blocked.
We're very quickly demonetized.
Well, because we showed the Stephen Colbert bit about the Thanksgiving stuff, and then that got blocked. So I'll just do this
without any sound, just so you guys. All you really need to do is see the picture, and you know exactly what we're kind of talking about when you think of scientifically accurate Spider-Man. You know, technically, he should have all of like 8 eye. I mean, all of those different. I don't know how many.
Spider-Man, scientifically accurate Spider-Man. Everybody's giving the side eye.
Oh yeah, super hairy because
spiders have it.
Well,
I can't watch this. Like I'm gonna have spiders.
Tarantulas have those hairs that actually shoot out. Really long arms. The webbing that comes out of his butt.
Not from the wrist.
That is
my
wrong.
God. All
and
right.
the little, the pinchers and.
Oh my God. All right.
It's kind of more like Man Spider. It's kind of a thing.
I don't know if I needed that. I don't know if I needed that for my eyeballs. It doesn't appreciate.
Burn them. Pull a Mike Wazowski where you're like, ah!
Oh gosh. What else do we want to talk about here?
We've got a couple more super chats.
Okay, this one is from Black Loki. Thank you so much. Wait, hold on. I didn't do it.
Wait, where'd it go? Oh, it quickly.
Where'd
From
it go?
Black Loki. Any ideas on surprise appearances in No Way Home? Well, the ones that I keep on cheering for, Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Noir.
Surprises as in not like Toby or Andrew.
Well, so I think those would also kind of count. I would love to see those. We've already
talked about them.
But we've talked about them left, right, and center.
Yeah. I'll bet Navi's farts.
Navi's farts somehow appear in Spider-Man No Way Home. Someone just automatically goes, oh, what's that smell? It smells like
crazy since we talked about Venom. If
Venom would be a good one.
But not Tom Hardy Venom, but Tom Hardy Venom.
Eddie
also Topher Grace Venom.
Topher Grace Venom.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know if I want to see that though. I don't know if
Just a cameo. It's fine.
Like he appears and then someone punches him in the face and he goes back into his own universe. Like if you have all those.
Maybe.
If
when Stacy was alive, I would have loved to see her.
Mm-hmm.
In it. The original MJ.
The original. Oh yeah.
Kirsten Dunst can make an appearance.
Kristen Dunst in there. But I have a feeling that Tobey Maguire is going to be more like the sweatpants Peter Parker
that we saw in Spider-Verse.
That we saw in the Spider-Verse, to where they got together, they got married, they had their family troubles, they got divorced.
Interesting.
Kind of a thing.
Interesting.
So if Tobey Maguire's is in it, I think that's kind of
and
where
have
they're
a little
going.
5 o'clock shadow.
Uh-huh.
They can go and get a burger.
Give Topher Grace. I'm not Topher Grace.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, that scruffy 5 o'clock shadow. I haven't seen pictures of what he looks like nowadays.
He looks the same.
I haven't seen him in anything.
Literally looks the same. The man has not aged.
Mhm.
The spider genes has done him well. This next super chat is also from Marvin Martin. Am I right?
Yes.
Is that the right one? Okay.
That is correct.
When X-Men comes, could Spidey become a horseman?
Oh, that does happen in the comic books. I don't think I'm as well versed in when Spider-Man becomes a horseman of the apocalypse. Is that what I'm talking about? I think
so.
I think that's what you're talking about, right? But that, I mean, honestly, nothing is off the table.
X-Men comes, we're so far away from that too.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get any X-Men appearances in this movie, because remember, this is Sony starting to reclaim everything Spider-Man. I think that's what this movie is really going to be. It's making that very sharp and drastic cut between the MCU and the Sony Spider-Verse, so that they can keep it going. So they can, what is it called? So Sony now it's like, okay, we now have our world to play with. Marvel, you go play with your world. And they're going to go and find, Sony's going to now play in their own sandbox. Which is, you know what? I love it. I think it was great for us to have Spider-Man for a little while, we got Spider-Man working with the Avengers. We got a few Spider-Man movie where the MCU and Spider-Man were connected, but now it needs to go back to Sony, because then we can get some more standalone by themselves Spider-Man movie, and the MCU can work on the 20 million different directions that they are now going to go with the MCU, between the galactic threat of the Celestials to the multiverse threat with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and earthly threats with Captain America, Falcon, and Winter Soldier, and all of those Earth heroes. So I am
Okay, so as I'm going through the comments and as Dustin was talking about it, I kind of wanted to later on after he was done, so I didn't mean to distract you, but I wanted to go back to the black suit that we saw. So I'll go ahead and share this screen again. Let's see here.
Real quick, I'm going through some of your guys' reaction to the 100% scientifically accurate Spider-Man.
Read some of them.
If you hear me giggle, I'm assuming that's what the reactions are to. Some people are just like, MK, I think, just said deleted.
What else?
A couple a couple LOLs. Okay, I'm gonna bleach my eyeballs now. With natural flavors. I love that. I'm just giggling at some of these responses that you guys put up there.
Nice. So let's go to that Spider-Man suit, because I think it was MK or Blade saying, Blade says, I wish I had the funds for all these Hot Toys. I love all the details. Hot Toys does really, really amazing, very lifelike, very realistic features, and all the details are on them. So let's go ahead and take a look at the black suit real quick. So we're seeing it right now. And so a lot of you guys were saying that this potentially is his suit, but it's turned inside out. And so if you kind of take a closer look at the rest of the costume, it kind of makes sense. All the wiring and everything would be on the inside as opposed to the outside. But I wanted to look at this because specifically for the wrist area, I think that's really cool. And especially we saw in the trailer when he kind of activated it, it looked like the Doctor Strange spell. So I wonder if it's a new build, but for wrist specific or what. Like there's I don't know.
Doctor Strange made him a suit,
right? And they're not calling it anything other than a black and gold suit to keep everything under wraps. So that's really smart.
If you look at the design on the wrist, it really, you're right. It does really scream kind more Sanctum Sanctorum kind of design. Because I'm really torn between, it looks, if I had to like take three guesses, Sanctum Sanctorum, it looks a little Egyptian-esque kind of, or it looks a little Wakandan. So more than anything though, I'm definitely leaning more towards Sanctum Sanctorum. That it is, and also the way that it pinches, like go back to that one picture, it really does look like, if you look around the torso, not the torso, but the hips area,
Yeah.
it looks like it's more of a suit and less of nanotech, because nanotech wouldn't bunch like that, or a suit
It would be formed to you, correct?
So
correct.
that's what it be, is that Peter gets a
Gosh,
kind
the
of puts
detail on
together
this.
a suit, and then Doctor Strange puts some magic into it.
Mhm.
So that would be really cool to see as well. So I would love to see some of that we get that new suit, that's how Tobey Maguire is actually able to do some magic.
Oh, I gotta plug in
with
my my laptop.
Oh, I can get it.
Okay, Dustin will get it, and I'll continue to go through the comments. You're looking in the wrong place. Yeah, you have to bring in the whole plug.
The whole plug.
The whole plug. Seeing all the scaffolding in the trailer. This is from MK. Also, just reminded me that the supposed photo leak a few weeks back of a certain actor. I haven't seen this supposed photo leak, and I'm glad I haven't. So I literally have no idea what you're talking about, but I like it that way. No, it's good. It's a good thing. You guys try to stay away from leaks, and if you do know them, don't. Oh,
sorry.
All right, not be freaked out because the light blinked a little bit. Don't go looking for leaks. Is what I'm saying. If you want to try to go into this as fresh as possible, don't go looking for them.
Don't go looking. Don't go looking. Don't go looking for the leaks.
All right, let's see. Any other things that we missed we hadn't talked about yet?
Well, we actually did go over a lot of stuff. We've been
Yes.
talking about Spider-Man for almost an hour now.
Because it's Spider-Man.
Because it's one, it's Spider-Man. Two, we just got an amazingly cool trailer.
Yes.
And there's a
absolutely.
lot to unpack from
Yes.
that, from the villains, from the guest appearances, from the idea that that they really probably digitally removed
Mhm.
some Spider-Man. And I wouldn't be surprised that it is 6-on-6.
Yeah. Interesting. Ooh. Huh.
We actually will probably be getting
Oh
6
my.
Spider-Man.
That
And
would be cool.
I mean, honestly, that makes sense. I guess it could be 5-on-6 kind of a thing, but I am really, bottom line, I am so excited for this new Spider-Man movie.
Yes,
And
can't
I'm
wait.
really excited to see how they are going to, now that Marvel and Spider-Man the MCU are so connected, how well they're going to surgically remove him from this universe to where everyone forgets that Spider-Man ever existed. Because once Sony takes back Spider-Man, the MCU cannot make any references to anything in the Spider-Verse.
Which sucks because it's so good.
Uh-huh.
And I also want to point out that Hot Toys thing just kind of answered your question, because last night when we saw the trailer, you were like, who's wearing the suit? But there's a Tom Holland portrait.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely know that the man is definitely in the suit, so it's not a different person. Okay, let's go to, you wanted to be somebody else?
I wanted it to be like Miles Morales or something.
He's going to wear his own suit.
Yeah, he's going to wear like the black and red hoodie.
Yeah. Nail, thank you so much for your super chat, who writes, end credit scene for No Way Home. Camera pans up to the night sky. Sky tears apart, and out comes evil Vision from What If. Vision. This is interesting. But make it James Spader and not.
Yeah, it has to be James Spader.
That's the whole thing that was kind of missing for me in that entire episode of What If.
Yeah,
is I loved it so much, but I kept on wishing I could hear James Spader. I wonder if they reached out and he was like not interested.
Well, it's also
he's
probably
also a
the
busy
fact
man.
He's one, a busy man, and two, to do for the budget that they had, he might have been out of their price range.
Yeah,
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So, and also there might be a point to where James Spader's just like, I'm not interested anymore. You know, I'm doing my own thing. He's still on the blacklist.
Yeah.
So I would love to see.
What if we get Spider-Woman in this? Because aren't they making the film?
Oh my God.
What if she comes in and just make like a little appearance?
That could be like the sixth Spider-Man.
This comment, Marvin's comment kind of made me think of it. I know he's talking about Madam Web, but
Madam Web would be awesome to see too.
My God.
But yeah, honestly, if you had Tom Holland, you had Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, and Spider-Woman.
That's 6.
6 versus 6.
They could also bring in a Venom.
Oh yeah,
for the Mr. Anti-Hero, because he's already established. He's got 2 solo movies, So my God, it could be crazy. Can you imagine if we get that's too much theory. It's like I need to put my tinfoil hat back on.
Or I can be completely wrong, and they bring in
wrong.
What Black Loki said, Spider-Ham. That's what you'll have.
I would buy.
We're not going to have Miles Morales or Gwen Stacy. It's going to be Spider-Ham that comes in and saves the day.
Just be quick zoom and beating up. That's why the lizard, you couldn't see who was punching the lizard because it was little Spider-Ham.
It was Spider-Ham taking a hammer to his face.
Oh man. All right, guys, fantastic discussion, and we can always bring back this discussion on the next stream and the stream after that.
Or if you guys want, you can also continue it on our Discord.
Yes,
we have our Discord that we have tons and tons of people just chatting about all the different things that we talk about on our live stream, different movies, different food, different music, our pets. Tons of different subjects that we love to talk about here on the Movie Couple Live. So if you want to continue this conversation, Wendy is going to be putting our Discord invite link down in the comments below. Check it out. While you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Yes. We love this big conversation that we're able to have with a huge community.
Oh, I should probably build a channel for Spider-Man No Way Home spoiler only.
Yeah.
Just so you can funnel all of your Spider-Man theories and discussions there. You can post leaks in there if you want to. But then the rest of the channel won't be affected by that, because people who don't want to see it can choose to not go into that and see that. So I will do that. But there's only really a couple of requirements for the Discord group. We're a community of movie-loving fans and pop culture fans and nerds, and we just want it to be a safe space for everybody to discuss. So we try to keep it fun and very casual. So just be nice to one another and agree to disagree, and that's it. Just because one person doesn't like the movie and you like it doesn't mean you can't talk to each other without respect.
For someone not to like what you like.
Exactly.
And it's okay for you to like something that someone else doesn't like either.
There it is.
So be nice to each other.
That's all
we ask.
We need more love in this world. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the next topic just for a couple minutes before we end the live stream. Let's talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Woo! So we already know that we have obviously the casting for the core cast, the kids, right? Zuko, Aang, Sokka, Katara, no Toph because it's too early, because that's more of like season 2, or book 2. But they did cast 3 more actors to be a part of the movie. So I'm going to go ahead and get the name. So we have playing Uncle Iroh, and I think this is honestly the best casting choice for Uncle Iroh. And we have Paul Song-hyun Lee from Kim's Convenience, Appa, playing the tea-loving uncle, who's going to have tons of scenes with Louis Liu,
Appa
from Kim's Convenience.
I was thinking,
not Appa like yip. No,
I'm like, wait a second, they casted who is?
Well, technically, D. Bradley Baker voices Appa the Flying Bison, so and Momo as well. So most likely he'll be back too. We don't know, but most likely there is that. And then we have a let's see here, Lim Kei-soo from Anna and the King and Night Watch is going to be playing Gyatso, who is the kind and caring air nomad monk, who is the guardian father figure and best friend to Aang. And then finally we have Ken Leung from Star Wars: The Force Awakens and Industry, who's going to be playing Commander Zhao. Great casting. I'm so happy to be seeing Paul Song-hyun Lee in more than just Kim's Convenience. And we know he's
good at
a little cameo in like Star Wars. He loves Star Wars. But him being in this as Iroh is perfect. He kind of he's got the Iroh look. He's got the little beard.
Yeah.
He's already got the Iroh look. So as fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender, we are super excited. I really hope they don't screw it up, because that movie, the Shyamalan movie, really scarred us and has made us very afraid of when they adapted the series into live action. So but so far right now the casting looks great. We also just heard recently about Daniel Day Kim being cast as Fire Lord Ozai. So the showdown between him and Aang at the end should be pretty epic. I can't wait. I'm still going to see if I can put my name in the hat out there to play Judy from Ba Sing Se.
Oh,
there is no war in Ba Sing Se.
I am Judy.
I am Judy.
I mean, honestly, there's so much love that we have for this animated series. If you guys have not checked out Avatar: The Last Airbender. The best one I think is the very first series with Aang and the 100-Year War. Then there's a second series that's 3 seasons long as well, which is The Legend of Korra, which is still good. But Avatar: The Last Airbender is the best.
That series will make you cry. Like we sobbed watching. Remember, like in the beginning, it was kind of kid-like and very lighthearted, and they're catching like penguin seals or whatever those animals are called in the water tribe, and it was like so cute, so fun. At the end, you're like,
yeah. By the end of the season, you're just like, oh my gosh, how much more can this 12-year-old kid deal with?
God, I would like to think that the Shyamalan film is a representation of that they saw on Fire Ember Island. Ember Fire, the play.
Ember Island Players.
Yes, that one. And then this is like the actual depiction of Avatar: The Last Airbender. But Blade is asking a very serious question here. And I want to know, star of the show, who is going to be playing the cabbage?
Cabbages!
Not my cabbages! Can they have a different one every time?
That would be funny.
That'd be funny.
But I think
Cabbage Man 1, 2, 3,
I think
4.
it's
No,
the
it should
best.
Be the same.
It should be the same guy every single time.
I think it should
be
I
hope they have
notable.
That running gap. Oh yeah.
George Takei.
Yeah.
Just him. That's his only line. They just like, hey George, can you come in and like film?
And we're just going to film this you on a green screen, so we can put you in different locations every single time.
Yeah, and just my
cabbages.
my cabbages. Yeah, that'd be so great.
So if you guys have not checked out Avatar: The Last Airbender, was brought out by Nickelodeon many years ago. Oh yeah, probably not yet.
They will. I'm sure they'll put all 3 seasons on.
If you get a chance to check it out, highly recommend it.
Yes, absolutely. Alex Corey says, I really need to continue my rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender. We highly recommend it if you have a way of doing it. I don't know if they're showing it on Prime. I don't know if they're showing it on Hulu or where you can watch it. But if you're able to get your eyeballs on it, go do it. We need to quickly finish or get as far for you. Speaking of finishing things, and because the live action is we're seeing it tomorrow night, actually, an advanced screening of Cowboy Bebop. So we got to get you just a couple episodes further of that as well. All right. Korra is 4 seasons long. Yes, it is.
4 seasons. That is correct. It's only Avatar: The Last Airbender that is 3 seasons, right? All things say,
Book
right?
3. Yep.
So, I mean, Cowboy Bebop is something that we have to dive into.
Yes.
Tonight, we're actually going to go see
we should talk about
the
this.
Hawkeye.
The Hawkeye. So there is like a special event premiere. I don't want to call it a premiere. Like a launch event for Hawkeye, which is coming to Disney Plus, I think, next week. So they're going to be showing us definitely the first episode. I'm not sure about the second episode, but I'm guessing so because it's episode typically for any sort of Disney.
It's at least the first 2.
Yeah, first 2. For like they did that for The Mandalorian. They did that for. Didn't they do that for WandaVision as well? The first 3 episodes they showed, right?
Yeah, they've actually given us
something
3 episodes
like that.
before
I can't remember. So we're gonna go ahead and head to that tonight. So it's very exciting. And I wanted to bring this up not just to let you guys know that we're going to be going. I want to talk about how we're going to handle the first episode, the first 2 episode reaction, since we might be seeing it way early. And obviously, we cannot bring a camera and film ourselves watching during.
We'll get kicked out.
And that's also like, even if they allowed it, like it's super disrespectful to everybody around you. So we would never want to do that ever, because it's like really unacceptable outside of our own private home. So, but before I get into that, I just want to say Vincent D'onofrio tweeted the Hawkeye thing, and he says, "I love these Marvel series," but he quote tweeted a tweet about Hawkeye the series, and I'm like,
why would you be doing
because
that?
Echo is kind of shown in the trailer. It might it be because you're actually coming back as the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk?
I wouldn't be surprised. And honestly,
maybe.
I would love to see Vincent D'onofrio in Hawkeye. I would love to see him come back as Kingpin. He did an amazing job.
Yeah.
He brought a new level to what the Kingpin is and should be. I just loved his portrayal of it. But that also means if we're getting Vincent D'onofrio as Kingpin, the probability of getting Charlie Cox as Daredevil is also really, really high.
Rumors are already brewing about that, so I would love it.
And
100%. Whoa!
Oh, what? Oh, thank you so much, Boogitron. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and wow.
Straight to Boogitron super chat.
Thank you. With the huge donation to our super chat. Thank you so much.
You are amazing.
Oh,
thank you so much.
I believe the way the story ends is how one more day ended in which the world forgets Peter Parker is Spidey, but he sacrifices his love for MJ. And because of that major reboot in the MCU in which Peter's life and Spider-Man's world is finally separate and balanced. What a poetic ending. That's so sad though.
It is, but honestly, I think that's it kind of has to happen.
Right.
Spider-Man does need to be, in a sense, ripped out of the MCU. I mean, because he doesn't belong there. He belongs legally, he belongs with Sony. My personal opinion, I want to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. I think
we all do collectively.
But Sony owns him. And if it wasn't for Sony, we would have never have gotten the first 5 Spider-Man movie that we got, with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
So, and those movies, when they first came out, did so much for the superhero genre.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to have Spider-Man go back to Sony and have a just rich and vibrant Spider-Verse, because I think it's really cool that they can just focus on Spider-Man. And since Spider-Man is one of the biggest superheroes out there, one of the most popular, it makes sense to have it to where he can be in a world all by himself, and you can just dive so deep into the Spider-Verse and all of these different variants and all of these different stories with Spider-Man. I'm excited to see what Sony does.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up, Sony. Don't make me regret what I'm saying here.
Take care of it. Look, the Sony Spider-Verse they're teeing it up to be, it can be huge, right? Because they've already built the whole Venom thing to 2 movies now. They're starting to kind of go into the Morbius stuff, which we saw in that trailer, all the nods to all the different Spider scenarios. I definitely, acknowledging that Venom is in that universe as well, because he said, "I am Venom," and he's like, "Oh, I'm just joking."
Yeah.
Dr. Michael Morbius.
They're already starting to build it up, and Morbius looks really good.
Yeah.
So if that's how they're going to be handling the rest of the Spider-Verse, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Venom, Let There Be Carnage made me a little nervous because I feel like it was a little bit more like a 90s superhero movie and not what we've come to expect out of superhero movies recently. But there's still room for them to improve and get back on track, kind of a thing.
No, absolutely. Oh, but this ending, we were talking about in the trailer reaction last night, that Tom Holland always finds a way when I'm watching his films, makes me cry. It's the way he delivers the lines and the vulnerability that you hear and the slight voice crack that he kind of gives when he delivers his line, especially in the "I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark," and the the line "I don't want to go" hits me hard. It doesn't matter how many times I've seen that movie. It gets, and I'm like, this is my amount of time seeing this film. It can't hurt me. And then I'm sitting there boo-hooing. So if Boogitron here, with how he believes the story is going to end, with Tom sacrificing, his life, his normal life, not him dying, but to kind of, sacrifice his love for MJ and all of that stuff. It's going to be a sad one. And we're going to come out loving the movie and all red eyes and wet faces and stuff like that. So yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. If he does either he's going to take Ned and MJ with him, or he's going to have to leave Ned and MJ, and they're going to forget about.
I think that's because that hurts more.
Yeah.
That hurts way more.
Honestly, I would not be surprised that at the end of Spider-Man: No Way Home, they're going to be really, really mean to Spider-Man. They're just going to rip everything out. They're going to rip away Aunt May from him. They're going to rip away MJ. They're going to rip away Ned. They're going to rip away all of his friends, all of the superheroes that he's finally gotten the respect of, and he's going to have to start over from ground one.
Wow, that's
and
crazy.
It's gonna be sitting here going, you're gonna feel like you got punched in the chest.
Oh, 100%.
Because you're just like, how could they be so mean and brutal to that's the character Spider-Man. But it hurts having to pull someone out of the universe, so to speak, so you can have your very own Sony Spider-Verse.
But with great power comes great responsibility, and that all goes back to Uncle Ben's word. That's going to be wow. I think that's a great way to end our live stream today on the note of that Boogietron left us with this very poetic way the story could possibly end, and we'll all find out when Spider-Man No Way Home hits theaters, December 17th or 19th, one of those 2 days. I seriously can't wait. And then one last thing before we go, Britney Spears is a free person. Woo-hoo! Finally, at right before she turns 40, she finally is no longer under a conservatorship. I cannot imagine living
half of your life, more than half of your life.
Yeah.
Almost. With pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what the song "Slave" was all about.
I know we were kind of thinking about it, and then he was kind of like, she was a slave for them, and I'm like, what if the song is actually about this and not what we think it means? Yeah, she's a very strong person for being, putting up with all of that BS that from the people that she supposedly should have been able to trust to really abusing her and just using her as a cash cow, which is awful. So I hope she is finding some peace. I hope she's finding time to relax. Be with her
kids.
Yes. And I hope that she's able to finally not have a freaking allowance like she's a child. She's making the money, but she can't spend her money because she's got to save it for the other people who want to take it. Oh, God, gross. So congratulations to Britney Spears for finally being free of her conservatorship. Thank you. So I don't know why it's a hard word for me to say. All right, you guys, we love you so much. We will be back on wait, hold on.
We'll be back here.
Let me check.
Yeah, we'll be back here on Saturday.
Things are kind of crazy. Are we? We are?
Yep. We should be here on Saturday.
Oh, right, because it's D23 weekend.
D23 weekend on November 20th. I also do plan. I am going to be trying to stream some video games on Twitch tomorrow morning from 9:30 to 12:30. So come check me out at Darth Zany. That's Darth with Zany. Come check us out.
Check him out, not me. I'm not going to be there.
Well, check Wendy out too on her Twitch channel at Wendy Lee Zany.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Wendy Lee Zany. I'm playing Ghostbusters, the video game right now, which you can watch me be scared. All right, guys, we love you so much. Make sure you come back on Saturday. We're gonna see how quickly and how many trailers are dropping, footages and whatnot from D23, and depending on how that goes, we might shift our attention to just editing and filming reactions as opposed to live stream, but we still would like to do a little live stream, so stay tuned for that. Usually the first people that know about anything about live streams, updates, and things like that are people from Discord, so make sure you join us on Discord. And obviously the rule is don't be a dick. That's all. It's just to say it simply. Don't be a kind person. Don't be a dick. And we love you so much. You guys take care, and we will see you guys hopefully on Saturday with another live stream. Bye, you guys.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.